Welcome to the show, Nicole.
Thank you for having me.
Now, why don't you start off by telling us what exactly are you referring to by domain, with the word domain?
Domain is a address for a website that you can just go on and buy from different providers. So all it takes really is some creativity. You might have to try a few names before you find one that's available, and then a credit card, and for $10 a year or so, you have a domain.
Now, Ryan said that there is a sort of a special affliction that kind of hampers many of us, and sometimes we have ideas, we brainstorm, we come up with unique domains, and the first thing we do is we go out there and register them. And I probably have a handful of them, and I know Ryan probably has a boatload full of them.
Yeah,
and of course, these things just like stay idle, right?
Right. I've had Burt Lum as a geekgod.com, and I knew what it was going to be, but I just can't find the time to do something with it. So
I like that.
What exactly is going to be the format of Domain Night?
We're going to start off with a short talk, but most of the Domain Night is just going to be people talking about their own domains. So I'm asking everyone to submit up to 4. We know people have a lot more, but you may have to save some for future events because this will be recurring. And then we'll just have them on a slideshow, and when yours pops up, be ready to say a couple sentences about it, let people know why you bought it maybe.
Okay, so if Ryan presents, Burt Lum is a geek.com.
And then everyone jumps up and is like, oh, I want to help you build that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Burt Lum.
I think you'll hear crickets.
Well, Nicole, I have to ask you, as the organizer of this, and it seems so perfect. I don't know how many times at geek events we've sat around saying, I had this idea for this thing with this thing, and I bought blanketyblank.com, and all I need is some time, or all I need is some talent, all I need is a developer. Would you be willing to share, perhaps, a domain name that can't be lost because it is yours, that you're thinking of sharing with people?
I'm definitely going to share bikehold.com.
Bikehold.com?
Yeah. I have a long-standing passion for making bicycle infrastructure more friendly and just, providing bicycle parking for people. This is a concept where you just have a modular biking parking system that goes into any parking spot, and then you have room for 6 bikes to be individually enclosed in it.
So it's not just a domain name, though. That sounds like it's
I have
a
this
whole business
idea behind it. It's a whole dream, and I think there's a lot of people who will have a story behind each domain name they have. You
ought to reactivate Benjo.
Oh, Lord. Yes, our toilet review site. Somehow I don't think it's going to be quite as successful.
So you'll have a variety of different people in the audience that perhaps might want to team up with the holder of that domain name and maybe form some sort of a collaboration?
Yeah, well, that's why we'll have time to mingle afterward.
Oh, okay.
So you can follow up with people if you thought their domain name was interesting, or if it showed that they had an interest in something that you also are interested in. Maybe you could form a team. It wouldn't necessarily have to be that domain, but I think it's a really neat way of getting to know people and finding out more about them.
Well, it reminds me of something that Eric Nakagawa, who's from Hawaii and is now a successful, actually he's with Facebook now. He just got picked up by Facebook.
Really?
But he started a site also where it was like, if we all have these domain names, let's put them all in one place so we can trade. Like, I like bikehold.com, and Burt, he would like to have Burt Lum as a geekgod.com, so like we could work out a trade. So I can see that also being a possibility, that like you just bring, it's a sort of a swap meet really for domain names.
Maybe that's where I heard that from. I know, Eric had something called I Can't Has Cheeseburger. That's a very creative domain name.
Well, it made him...
So tell us, where's this going to take place?
This is going to be at Box Jelly in Kaka'ako. It's going to be next Monday night, April 13th, from 6 to 8 p.m.
Sounds good.
I think I'm going to try and make it. I'll share some of my domain names.
Oh, good. Well, thanks, Nicole, for joining us.
Thank you.